All right, how's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? We should be starting shortly. Hey, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for taking time out of your Saturday to join me today. We are here doing the very first live book signing. And I know book signings, you're like doing it live because normally you do a book signing like at a book festival, bookstore, coffee house, things along those lines. But in the time of the now normal, we're all doing things a little bit differently. So during today's live session, it's going to follow a very simple format. It'll be a little bit of a background, specifically from 2017, my debut as a writer, looking at sections of both books that were nominated as top 1000 reads by the Author Academy Awards. So that'll be Deeper Than Your Deepest Sleep, Thoughts on Love with Joseph Snorton, as well as 9 Stories of Faith. So we'll look at an extended passage from both of those, and from the audiobook series, the author's mixtape, we are going to listen to a segment of one of the tracks. So that way you're getting a sampling of the type of work, things of that nature. As a reminder, we know Mother's Day is right around the corner. So as you're looking for a Mother's Day present, yeah, definitely consider any of the books. Also, I will be taking live requests. So that means as you're like, hey, I want to add this to my collection, and you want to make sure to get your copy and things along those lines, there's different ways you can do so. So we're just going to make this time that we're spending together very relaxed, very easygoing, definitely conversational. So feel free to, post a question or things along those lines. And we will make sure to go ahead and go from there. So thanks a lot. So let's give a little bit of the background of the writing journey. Back in 2017 was when I made my debut as an author. The book that I wrote, Deeper Than Your Deepest Sleep, Thoughts on Love with Joseph Snorton, is for you or a reader that you know that is a fan and lover of poetry. So what I did a little bit differently than a lot of poem related books is the beginning of each chapter is a portion of the actual conversation, because it's based on conversation with extended family. So we use that as kind of like that preview or that trailer, so that way the reader knows the setting, knows the context, so when they get into the poem, it makes a lot more sense. So it's basically 19 chapters, and we were looking at love through broader lenses, through the lens of family, friends, loved ones, people known and unknown, things along those lines. So again, it is for you or someone you know who's a poetry fan, but it's looking at things at the action of love just a little bit deeper. And to give additional background regarding the title of Joseph Snorton really got inspired from back in 2014, when I was actually invited to the memorial service for Poet Laureate Dr. Maya Angelou, who was a professor at Wake Forest University a little bit over 30 years. And when I received my invitation, the invitation came in the name of Joseph instead of Andrew. So I'm kind of wondering, okay, what's going on? I thought it was a practical joke until doing some research, found this extended long lost family member by the name of Joseph Snorton, and lo and behold, here's where we are. So by doing tracking that down and things along those lines, we will be able to go ahead and go from there in regards to, based on the conversations we had looking at love through broader lenses. So with the first selection that I want to make sure that we take a look at, from Deeper Than Your Deepest Sleep, and I'll pull the title up here. So Deeper Than Your Deepest Sleep right here, Deeper Than Your Deepest Sleep right here, and Deeper Than Your Deepest Sleep right here. So that way what'll happen is we're going to look at one of the chapters that definitely be a fit right now, especially like I said, with Mother's Day coming up right around the corner. This first passage that we're going to look at is going to be from the table of contents, and I'll put that right here, Your First Love. So you see all the chapters, but we're going to look at a preview of that particular chapter, Your First Love. Okay, so let's read the preview aloud so that way you have an idea of what the poem's going to get into. Who is your first love? I mean, really, who is your first love? When I thought of this question, I figured my relative Joseph Snorton, I'll refer to him as Joe moving forward, would give the answer that a number of people may give. For some, they may say their first girlfriend or the first person they have a crush on, and have challenges quantifying what emotion they are really feeling. They know it is a strong emotion, but just can't find the right words to say and express it, so they call it love. Maybe it's your first pet, your first hobby, or something along those lines. Now, I'm sure the saved and sanctified would say they're Lord and Savior, but by the same token, in the heat of the night to disrupt the feeling, Bobby Womack croons about, talking about, if you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight, girl. Okay, not the best singing, but you get the idea. I would say he is the last person on their minds. So Joe gave me an answer that I'm sure a few of you have thought of, but not have thought of immediately. He told me his first love is from his parents, but more specifically, the person who is lauded and applauded in a highly public, yet somewhat commercialized nature on the second Sunday of May, and maybe on their birthday, an anniversary, a work milestone, or other days when the spotlight isn't on them, but yet it remains on them. He simply states, my mother. Now, that part of the preview kind of lets you know that the poem is going to talk about the relationship someone has with their mother. And I remember when I first read this back in, I'll say, January 2017, I think the thing that really struck me the most was that even though I was providing commentary about the relationship that Joe has with his mother, a number of people found that, hey, that speaks to some of my relationships or the connection I have with my mom. And a couple of things that I'll read, just a couple of segments, just to kind of entice you a little bit about this particular passage and how it might be a good fit. Here's a couple of segments from that actual poem. Again, your first love. So here's a couple that I'll read for you just to kind of get the appetite going. Let's see. It doesn't matter the context, the relationship, or the setting, or any kind of rank or vetting. She loved you before she knew you, and you knew her. And the reason for the blur could be the swiftness of a changing of a diaper, to feeding time, to burping time, to bundling up, evening in the sweltering heat, and finding joy in you through the pitter-patter of your feet. So when I think about that portion of the poem, you think about, and I'm sure a number of people who are mothers, aunts, grandparents, things along those lines can identify with that. Many times people say that with motherhood, they loved you before you even physically appeared. Now, of course, you're physically appearing, but before you even come out the womb. And that's really big. And I think a number of parents and a number of people can identify with that. And then with the swiftness, now I know I'm not the best diaper changer. It's been a minute, but anyone who's had to do that knows you got to hustle of try to get all that stuff done. And then just enjoying the little pitter patter. So again, that's just a portion of the first poem which is your first love. So that's again your the very first chapter. And as I read portions of the preview and portions of that segment, it really is about, again, the relationship someone has with their mother. So with Mother's Day being right around the corner, could this be a fit for you? Absolutely, it could be. So we're going to pause for just a quick moment, and then after this short pause, we're going to go ahead and look at the second book.